talk about that too.
All right. So, anyways, what's your take, John, on the Trayvon Martin case? What do you think really happened as far as what's really going on with the mainstream media?
I don't know. I haven't read it. I don't know anything. All the details.
Oh, well. Anyways, I'll tell you what I believe is happening with this story. I published that blog, back a few weeks back, and it was the blog that was talking about will the death of Trayvon Martin spark a race war in America? And I posted about the media bias, how basically they're trying to make this young boy look like he's 12 or 13 years old. In reality, he was basically a grown 6'2" uh, athlete athlete looking kid.
Wow.
Yeah, and anyways, there was this young guy, you know, and Mr. Zimmerman I call him, and he was basically a neighborhood watch. And what happened is he sees this kid, you know, this kid's looking like some kid off the street, with the hoodie, and he's in a real ritzy neighborhood, and so the kid's got his hood up, and he's walking around this neighborhood, and there's been a lot of robberies in this neighborhood. Okay, so this Zimmerman guy, he goes up to the kid basically, but before he goes up to the kid, he calls the police, and the police start asking him, whether he's black, white, Hispanic, and Zimmerman says, well, he's a Hispanic, or not a Hispanic, he's a black kid, and well, the mainstream media basically took this recording of this Zimmerman guy and cut it all up to make it look like he was a racist white guy.
Right.
And in reality, he wasn't even a white guy. He was a Spanish, Hispanic guy.
For the black.
Yeah, and then this Trayvon Martin, he was a black kid, um, and he was in
They
this.
called it was Hispanic. Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmerman was a Hispanic guy, but they try to make him like he's a white guy, and because that's the mainstream media bias. They want to divide and conquer. I mean, this is.
Well, Zimmerman isn't that a Jewish name? I mean, why don't they talk about that?
Oh, Zimmerman, a Jewish name. I have no idea whether he's Jewish or not, but he.
See, I mean, I only get this from experience, but the media doesn't want us to recognize Jewish last names because they want us to blend it all together in our minds. Uh, but I'm pretty sure Zimmerman is Jewish.
Interesting. That's a
Yeah.
that's a new take that I had not thought of because I didn't know that. I'd like to.
Zimmerman has, I think
Interesting.
so. I think so. It's these recently made up Jewish names.
Really, I'd like to do some research into that and find out if Zimmerman's
They're like
actually a
some
Jewish
kind of
name.
German Yiddish hybrid name.
Huh? Isn't that strange? What's your take on that? Whether it's well, I don't really think it matters whether it's a Jewish name or not, but that's an interesting take on this whole
Well, it's a
thing.
nice neighborhood. His name is Zimmerman. He's probably Jewish.
Interesting. Um,
I mean, hoodies are unheard of in this neighborhood. Yeah. Huh.
what's that?
No.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The
the
fact that
hoodies.
hoodies are unheard of in his neighborhood.
Well, he's in a kind of a ritzy, guarded neighborhood where there's like a gate around it, and you get this kid walking around with a hoodie. There's been a bunch of break-ins. Zimmerman calls the cops. The cops tell Zimmerman, okay, get a description of him and then let him go. Well, the Zimmerman guy, he was like, well, these people always get away with this, blah
They
blah
never
blah.
tell you. They never tell you when people in the news are Jewish. Well, maybe they don't tell you. No, they never tell you if they're Jewish. They never do. Like the shooter that shot of course, the shooter in Tucson.
This shooter in Tucson,
Yeah.
Tucson,
That shot
Arizona.
Gabrielle Gifford.
Oh, Gabrielle Gifford. Okay. Right. Yeah.
All of them went to the same synagogue.
Right. Well, they did mention that in the mainstream media that they were Jewish or whatever, but I don't. Whatever. I don't care, Jewish or
I mean,
non-Jewish.
and you can't judge by the last name. I mean, I don't know if Zimmerman was a Jewish guy. I'm just saying the
Right.
name.
Yeah. I
Some,
mean, to
some
me,
Jewish heritage.
he doesn't really look like he's Jewish, but obviously, Judaism is not a race, or maybe it's a race. It's more of a religion. So anybody can.
Florida is full of old Jews, and I mean, so they intermarry and whatever.
Right. Yeah. So you could pretty be. I guess he could be Jewish, but I mean, but so what they're doing is they're making this kid out to look like it's a white guy versus a black young kid getting shot. When what happened was Zimmerman lost this kid. I mean, the kid, took off, and so Zimmerman turns around to go back to his truck. Well, this kid, Travon, jumps out in front of him and basically attacks him. And as he's being attacked, and he gets punched in the face, and he's on the ground, fighting for his life. Here's this little short guy. He's probably what, 5'6", 5'8". This other Travon guy, well, he's got the basically looks of a thug with his, hoodie up, his gangster look, baggy pants, all that stuff. He starts beating him up. So Zimmerman's scared as hell, and he's getting basically about to be like dead because this kid's pounding him. And so Zimmerman has a gun, and he pulls it out, and he shoots the kid. And now basically all these people want to turn around and hunt Zimmerman down. They're paying the Black Panthers, or the Black Panthers are paying $10,000 bounty on this guy's head.
If that whole story is just like you said, I mean, it really speaks to people's ability to get duped by the media's spin. Because, I mean, if he was really smaller and being attacked on his own lawn and his own property, then he was fully justified in the sight of the law, and probably his actions,
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's just. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on here with this.
And if the guy's Hispanic, then this is. Do they know he was Hispanic, or are they trying to keep that undercover?
Well, the mainstream media basically very biased. It's the old playbook: divide and conquer.
Be a white guy. So maybe that's good. Maybe because he's Hispanic, they'll never find him because they'll be looking for a white guy, right?
Well, no, they know what he looks like, and his lawyers just came out and basically quit on him because this guy went Zimmerman. Now he's gone AWOL. He's gone missing. I mean, you really can't blame the guy. People out trying to kill him, looking for him. So he's kind of like.
If he's got connections, he'll use them to keep himself safe.
Right.
That's the smartest thing. Don't trust your lawyers.
Right. Well, he contacted the prosecution, the case, the other side, because they're talking about persecuting him for defending himself or committing murder or some kind of false allegations. That's what I believe.
I don't think it doesn't sound like he would be stupid enough. If he were just, if he wanted to kill that guy, this isn't how he'd do it. He's clearly defending himself,
Right. Well, the people out there that are, how would you say it, narrow-minded, and they make this into a racist white-black issue, are gonna use this to basically, like I told you earlier, the mainstream media is being used as a tool to try to take the guns out of the American public's hands. This case is being pushed by the mainstream media to basically take your guns away. And what they want to do is they want to use this case, and it looks like they're trying to create a race war between the blacks, the whites, and whoever else, and basically to try to take the Second Amendment.
We did race riots in Rochester, haven't we?
Yeah,
I would try and, if you haven't done so already, I would try and talk about, your black friends and, how you have black friends and how you're comfortable around blacks and how that's not the issue here. That's what I do.
Well, I don't even want to go into whether I have black friends or not. I mean, obviously, I do have black friends, but this is not about. I don't believe it's really about black and white. It's about right and wrong. It's
That's
about
right.
it's about our Constitution, and it's about taking your rights to your freedoms and liberties away. See, once they get your guns out of your hands, it's going to be just like the rest of the world. You know, they're going to take everything. You know,
It's
they're
not about black and white, but again, all those talking points that are rattling around in these people's heads, you've got to do something that's gonna. Seems like what I'm thinking of is that would be a means of counteracting the the harebrained ideology that they're acting upon, so it can just put a hold on that while you reason with people and tell them that
right.
it's not really about race at all.
So,
That's what I
anyways, this
think about.
story is going to be
However you can get that message across.
yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, but I believe, you know, the president's already been calling, you know, this kid that got shot his own son. You know, if I had a son, he'd look like him. You know, so he's trying to take full advantage of this death of this young man.
Or rather, he's being handled the same people who write the script for the media. I mean, look at the guy. We know he's just a puppet. He reads the teleprompter, and that's all he knows. So, so I think it's like what you say. It may be true, but really, it's not him. It's just people who handle him are the same people who handle the media.
Yeah.
And that would be something I'd want to talk about too.
Now,
Don't you see what's happening here? We don't have a real president, and we don't have a real threat. We have puppets. And who are they puppets of? It's talking about the New World Order. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I totally agree. I mean, that that cannot be explained in one video. You know, learning about the New World Order and the puppet masters who control the president. You know, the bankers,
Just,
the
just,
Illuminati. You can't
just make it,
explain that in one video.
just make it clear they're not acting on their own. They're connected, and get people thinking that way at least a little bit. Don't have to explain how and why, but I don't know. Those are just my ideas. I don't know. You know what'll work. You know what? I mean, you're the one who's fighting for your life here.
Yeah, these people basically been threatening to kill me because I wrote a blog. You know, that's ridiculous, but hey, there's a bunch of crazy people out there. But anyways, hey, listen, I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right, man.
Well, take care.
You too. Talk to you later. Bye.